Welcome to So You Think You Can Write, where we give serious writing critique without taking ourselves too seriously. My name is Randy Lindsay, and with me here today is...
Brock Booher.
Janette, Rallison.
Aaron Blaylock.
Adrienne, Quintana.
And the way the show works is that we are going to have Brock today read a submission, first-page submission, and the rest of us on the panel are going to act as if we're like agents and editors, you know, important people, rather than just
We won't harass.
rather than just writers.
Oh, wow, we went there.
We're not really important. We
This
just
is a
pretend
social
like we are on the
commentary.
internet. Anyway.
And if at any point during the reading we would stop reading, we will hit the buzzer.
My dream one goes on the longest.
Yeah.
I like that.
I just hope I get through this reading without anyone buzzing my reading. Since I am the reader critique.
Yes.
Anyway,
It's true.
I'm going to get critiqued.
So after he reads it, we'll all rate it, whether it's ready to be submitted, whether it's set, just needs some minor tweaks, or whether it's right, he should start writing over.
Rewrite.
Maybe we should relabel that rewrite.
Yeah,
But
ready,
anyway.
set,
Ready, set, rewrite?
Yeah.
Ready, set, rewrite.
They're like, I heard he wrote.
Rewrite
I don't want to write
again.
again.
It's
Rewrite
true
again.
in so many ways.
Okay, we ready?
Let's
Or
get
set
set.
or right? What are we?
Yeah,
Just
we're ready.
I'm
All right,
ready.
here
Ready,
we
set,
go.
read.
I'm red.
Ready,
I'm
set,
ready.
read. Here we go. Untitled
ready.
entry. The tall, spying giants could be anywhere. Didn't take long.
Oh,
That's a record.
Did I say
Yes.
tall wrong?
No, but if they're giants, we know they're tall, right? So you're being redundant in the first sentence, and first sentences are supposed to be really strong. So you can't send something in with an obvious problem in the first sentence. So
Haggard was half giant. Just gonna throw that out there.
medium size.
I guess he was still tall.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So if it's
She's right. Redundant.
If it's a giant, we're gonna
We know
Tall.
it's tall.
Even half giants are tall.
like, and really any other word. I mean, you've got spying there, so that's
spying
good. But the
like
fast spying giants, or you know what I mean. But we know they're tall, and actually, you wouldn't want to put too many descriptive
Nah, I'm guilty of that.
words
But
right
yes,
before that
she's
anyway.
right.
So I think just the spying giants.
Okay, I shall keep reading. Vaster cursed under his breath as he flew through the door. After slamming it shut, he pressed his ear against the solid surface. A few seconds later, he released a deep breath, relaxing his nerves. He didn't know why Captain trusted them, especially after what their kind did to her family. His head rested against the black wood of the ship, and a flood of relief washed over him. Glad to be back aboard the dark eve, he shook his shoulders, releasing the anger and dismissing the frustrations of having to live.
I know it's not related, but my brain's back a little bit. We've got him and her, and the captain and him and her, and I don't know if the captain's a her or a him or who's talking, whether it's a him or a her, so I'm confused.
Okay, confusion.
Pronoun confusion.
I mean, that happens
Yeah.
with me.
The frustrations of having to live with the enemy for an undetermined amount of time. At the same time, now he would live a much longer life because of them. He rested back against the door and observed the empty room. Wearily, he shook his head and walked away. It was strange having no crew aboard. An empty hammock hung on the furthest wall by the open window. Best shut that. He hurried over, worried that the sea air would ruin his books. After a quick glimpse of the sea outside and latching the round window shut, he said,
Is he talking to himself?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, so that draws me out of the story because I'm having to wonder, is there someone else there, or is he talking to himself? And I'm okay. You can talk to yourself all you
No,
want.
not if there's tall
Because-
spying giants around. You better not be talking to yourself.
Well, you shouldn't if they're spying giants.
Maybe they can't hear.
Maybe that's why he had to talk to himself. They're spying.
He is talking to himself because there's no crew aboard, so there's nobody there.
Well, then who told him to go shut the...
He was
told
talking
himself.
to himself.
Oh my
Best
gosh.
shut the window so the spying giants can't hear him.
I thought it was Captain.
So maybe there's really not spying giants. Maybe this person's insane who talks to himself.
I like this.
You know what?
story.
I'm liking this better already. The crazy guy
make
who
him
thinks the
insane.
giants are spying on him comes in and he's talking to himself. If that's the case, I would take back my buzz.
Okay.
If he's crazy.
Close the hatch, Hal. I mean, never mind. Okay. Let's see. Where was I? He sat in his corner. Proudly, he smiled at the small desk that Captain gave him, its surface hardly visible under the piles of books hoarding it. He walked over, scratching his large belly, wondering how to organize the chaos. The dark Eve worked a little less accommodating than the library at the catacombs. Strumming his brown beard, he imagined the walls and walls of shelved...
I'm going to give a collective buzz on behalf of Janette. So we
You
don't
saw me wincing.
we don't know how the character, and we beat this drum, but it's true. We don't know how the character feels about anything, about the books that might be ruined, about him living longer. That's just a throwaway sentence. How do they feel about that? Yes, he's at a disadvantage being with the enemy, but there is a perk to it. And how does he feel about it? How does he feel about the books? What does he think about the Dark Eve being less accommodating than the library? We don't know any of those things, and I think to understand this character and to care about this character a little more, we need to know how they feel about these throwaway sentences that you're just
And don't
giving
tell us how they feel. Put us in
there.
the mind and show us their thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay. Strumming his brown beard, he imagined the walls and walls of shelved books, and his heart sunk just a bit. Then he remembered Beldegar, the guarding demon statue. They were lucky to take anything from the catacombs. Okay. Did anyone not buzz?
I think we all buzzed.
Everyone buzzed. Okay, so can I'll
Okay, everyone who
start.
buzzed, buzz again. All right,
All right.
we all buzzed.
They all buzzed. So let me start then by saying I think this sounds like a backstory instead of a story. This tells me about the character. It gives me a little bit of what's going on, but I'm not in the scene. I could easily put this down and walk away from it.
So you're saying that's a right?
I haven't voted yet. I'm just telling
okay.
you. For me, it's backstory.
Okay.
It's not story.
But I think that the premise is good. You have whether
Exciting
they're tall
things are
spying
happening.
giants or melancholy spying giants, dastardly, but you have spying giants
Or do we?
that's present, maybe, or you're a crazy person talking to yourself. But their presence is both alarming because they're their enemy, but you get a benefit from it. The Dark Eve, I love, is the name of a boat. The
yeah.
Dark Eve,
I like that. That's a
so.
cool name.
There are some things in there that work. I just think the way they're arranged right now is a problem.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to know more about who Vaster is. I think the captain must be a woman. I'm like trying to look back at the pronouns. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, Vaster's somebody that the captain trusts and sends him back for whatever reason. Captain seems to be a woman.
Or
I
the
guess.
captain's trust was for the Giants.
No,
Especially
Captain
after what
trusted
they did
them,
to
especially what
her
their did
family.
to her family. So the captain must be a woman. I agree with you there.
Right,
So
but
then
the
we
them
go
is the
back-
Giants, not
Or
Baxter.
So we go back
Okay.
to the pronoun confusion. I mean,
Vassar,
definitely,
yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
problem with that.
It is a little confusing, but yeah, and is Vaster the person we're following? Or is
Okay.
Vaster someone else?
And so when he said he didn't know why the captain trusted them, is
Them.
that the
That's
spying
the spying
giants?
giants,
yeah.
Okay, so
Well, we assume we don't. It's
But we
hard
don't
to
know.
tell.
or it
It's
could-
a little
It
confusing.
could have been the crew too.
Yeah.
So there's.
Okay.
I feel like there's a lot of confusion in here. I think putting us more deeply in the main character's mind, and then that will clear up some of it. But yeah, don't tell though. Like proudly he smiled at the small desk. So that.
What
that's
about
like
that small desk? made
It's so
him proud?
cute. It's so cute.
Maybe he made it. Maybe it was a project. He fashioned it out of wood.
Maybe he
Maybe it's
stole
his
it
friend.
from the Giants.
Maybe that's who he was talking to.
Right.
Could be.
But we need to know why. So instead of telling us he's proud, put us in his mind and show us why he's feeling this way. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Well, I guess we should vote on this one.
So-
Shall we start with Adrienne?
Yeah, so I would say, I'm going to say right on this one, just because I was so confused. I feel like I need to feel his goal more firmly. Like I know he's back at the ship, but I don't really know why. I get some of the backstory, but like we said, we're telling the story of what happened before. It's not really telling the story of what's happening now. I do think it could be high tension. I just think maybe it needs to either start somewhere else or just clarify this a lot more. I was confused.
I'd say right. I mean, put us on the Dark Eve with the spying giants and his love of books, but I say right. You need to reevaluate what do you want the reader to take away from this, and what's going to make them keep reading. Right now, I don't know that there's anything. I could put this down and never think of it again. So there's nothing to draw me in. I'm being honest. It's true.
But
I
he
know.
loves you.
I
whoever you are.
do.
And who's the
Loves
mean?
you.
Judge?
All right,
But he
fine.
said it in a nice tone of voice.
I
will-
did. I smiled. I like you as a person.
Yes, just remember,
You will
folks,
just never
we're
think of
only
this again.
critiquing this particular piece of work, not
That's
you
right.
as
And
a
it's only
person,
one page. The
not the
rest
body
of
of your work,
Right.
just this one little snippet. That's it.
Yes.
Wait,
Okay,
where are the Band-Aids? The
I-
Band-Aids, we'll give them to you.
I think it's a right. Also, I feel, the same confusion. Give us a goal. It's very high tension. I mean, anytime you got giants, that's a good story, right? So
Unless they're short giants.
Or not really there.
they're short giants, not so much. But yeah, put us in your mind. Give us a goal, and also it's always better in a scene if you can have them interacting with something, so that I don't know if there's some way that you could have somebody else soon, maybe not even on the first page, but soon, so that they can have some dialogue, and don't have them talk to themselves. We don't usually do that in real life.
Randy and I do. We
So-
both are like, yes.
So that I would just put that in an internal thought. Best shut that.
All right, so we don't have, in my mind, a strong lead-off sentence for it. It doesn't really drag me in. The spying giants is interesting, but only because I'm not really sure what they mean by spying giants. If we got a little more description of spying giants, we'd be able to be in the setting better. We would have more information, and that would grab my attention right away. But we don't. And I'm
But
not.
don't make the description the height. We don't need the height of the giants.
Well, maybe if they're really small,
It could be small
spying giants.
giants.
I don't know, but it could.
Tiniest.
It could be.
We
But-
beat that too much. Let's-
It doesn't stand out as original, and the characters don't stand out to where I'm liking them so far. So right, I'm with the rest of you guys. It would be difficult for me to want to continue reading this.
Okay. I'm going to also vote right. Unlike Aaron, I probably will think about this story, though, because Dark Eve and Spying Giants
I like
does sound
Dark
kind of
Eve.
interesting. It would be like something I would wake from a bad dream and think about the Dark Eve and Spying Giants, but it's not a story. It's just a bad dream, right? Or a good dream, however you want to look at it. But that's where writing comes in, right? We take stuff that's there in our subconscious. We're not really sure. It's out there. It's nebulous, and we put into a form then that we can digest it ourselves, and then other readers can digest it and then follow it and feel the same way we feel about it. And so I think there's a good idea on this page, but it's not a story yet. So I would say right. So
did we get it right? And apologies
And-
for the...
And if we didn't write angry comments, it's okay.
Right.
That's okay.
We can take it.
Yeah, we
So-
love the hate.
And just remember which one is the
Wait.
mean judge.
Yeah.
we just hope
I'm
you
sorry.
share it with all your friends and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we're just going to pitch here. We're going to self-promote all we can.
You know what? Hit me up on Twitter. I'm sorry. We'll follow each other. It'll be fine.
Yeah, you
we'll
got
have
in a Twitter.
Or we'll have a Twitter feud.
You got a Twitter feud like with Mark Hamill.
With
You
Mark
could-
Hamill. I'm ready for my next Twitter feud. If you think I was wrong, bring it.
That could be
Absolutely.
its own show. If you think you could have a Twitter feud with Aaron.
Yes. And comment below and let us know.
Time to give away books. We have a couple of books we're giving away this month. One is from lovely author Shannon Simons and her book Safe House. It is a mystery thriller with some romance and humor and is clean. That means no swearing or other things that would make you feel uncomfortable. Okay, so here's a little bit about.
I kiss you.
Well, we hope so.
Kissing's clean.
I'm hoping there's kissing.
BBGBs.
About Safe House.
Girls have cooties.
This is why you shouldn't let boys on your panel. Okay. In a small coastal town, Amber and
Hashtag me
Kelly
too.
know the deadliest people sleep down the hall. Will they let Grace in? As a victim's advocate, Grace James is used to rushing into trouble to save her victims from abuse or assault. And with handsome officer like Joe Hart at her side, Grace is sure there's nothing she can't do. But an ominous storm brewing on the Oregon horizon is about to change everything and bring with its dangers and revelations Grace and Joe never expected.
So hot policeman.
I think there's a hot policeman.
Add it to your
Not-
Goodreads today to remind yourself that you're going to win it.
Yes.
Comment
right.
this month.
So make comments. Lots of them.
And we actually have 2 books to give away.
Oh,
this
there's
month.
another book?
This month, my micro publishing company's Pink Umbrella Books is giving away a copy of Duck Duck Moose, which is coming out on the 20th of March. This is by Joy Heyer. She's a Virginia author, illustrator, super cute. It rhymes, which I love. So Duck Duck Moose, check it out. Ask for it at your library.
And how do we win?
You win by commenting in the comments below. You can do it on Twitter, you can do it on Facebook, you can do it on Instagram, or right here on YouTube. We love any and all comments, and feel free to comment in all places for more chances, more entries.
More entries.
Yeah.
Send in your comments.
Hot policeman.
And of course, in addition to the books, we offer some other prizes, Aaron.
Yes. So once a quarter, we're going to draw from our first page submissions an author who gets a lovely Shakespearean air freshener, which I think smells like B.O. Isn't that what it smelled like back then?
Yeah,
No,
right?
They had
No?
French
I don't think so.
perfume.
Oh, French perfume? Ooh, la la.
It doesn't smell like William Shakespeare.
Oh, then I misunderstood. You're going to
William
get a lovely
Shakespeare's not
air
smelling
freshener.
too good in the catacombs these days.
Ugh. All right. So be sure to send us your comments and send us your first page submissions at readysetwritepodcast@gmail.com. In addition to our quarterly prize of a William Shakespeare air freshener, we have additional yearly prizes.
That's right. We have a Get Out of the Slush Pile free from Shadow Mountain, and also a first chapter critique.
And the same prize coming from Cedar Fort Publishing. So you'll get out of the slush pile with them, and also the chapter critique.
Some great prizes we offer. Also, you can follow us at our podcast, Ready, Set, Right Podcast. You can find us on the internet. You can find us through Apple as well, through iTunes. And look for us on all of our social media. Also, look for our published books wherever good books are sold, because we do write occasionally, because that's what we do. And we'd like to thank Connor Blaylock for his technical support and helping us get this production put together.
I know the elephant just walked behind us. Feel it.
He's probably going to bleep all this out. But anyway, that's okay. Thank you, Connor. And of course, thanks to you for listening. Please subscribe to our YouTube and to all the social media that we also subscribe to, and we're glad to interact with you anytime. Until next time.
Get ready.
Get set.
Right. What are you doing, Janette?
I'm waiting for people to subscribe. Might take a while.
Well, hurry up.
Subscribe.
It's annoying me.
I want to go home. Subscribe.
Please.